How would you look at ethical considerations and undercover? How do you see this ethical balance there?
No, this undercover is very wide, right? Ethics are very contained, okay? I wouldn't touch the family. If I'm writing about a politician, his family is his private business. And I think it's unfair to touch on the family. Right? As long as he's a private person, I don't bother. The moment you become a public figure, I want to check you out thoroughly. That's the issue. Ethical, it's unlawful and ethical to tap telephones, right? But now you go online, you can order all kind of gadgets, right? I have done recordings with a pen camera, with a pair of glasses, right? Yes, then for your own purpose to protect yourself, right? In case issues come up.
Okay.
But other than that, you don't put it on Facebook or TikTok or like that. So these are some of the ethical considerations. Whether we are recording a telephone conversation, whether the other party knows it's being recorded. Okay. If you tell the other party this phone call is being recorded, then you can maybe produce evidence. Then if you do not tell him, it may say this phone call was recorded surreptitiously. So that becomes a problem, right? Going undercover, you go as a job hunter to check whether the salaries offered are lower than market rates or workers are being exploited. You're perfectly free to do so. I worked in a warehouse for 2 weeks. Nobody knew who I was at that time, right? We were told was something sinister happening there.
Okay.
At that time, how to carry camera inside? There were no handphones.
Yeah.
So you can't even take notes there. Put it here. Break time, subscribe in your small 35 buku. Put the time. So you do all this. So I think that's perfect, as long as you don't break the law, right? You don't enter people's house uninvited,
Yeah.
right? You can sit on the top of a tree. I've done it before. The KL hospital, they were stealing food from the patients. Yes, we've done it before. So you ask long, we did it. So these are some of the ethical things that you do. Don't break the law. Most important, don't break the law.
Okay.
What is your main purpose or value that you want to share with us regarding, revealing political scandals? Like, does it help to raise awareness or not?
I think there's no such thing as political scandal, non-political scandal. A scandal is a scandal, right? If you are a politician, you must be cleaner than white. You can't have closets in your skeletons in
your closet. Yeah.
In your closet. So you're going to be a leader, and if you have done something wrong in the past, either you come clean or say, let me stay out of it. Okay? So for me, the most important thing is the public have a right to know.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Some people say it's private life. It's private life, stay private. Don't come into the public. Right?
They are public figure. Right?
Public figure. Number two, I want to know how you're spending my money. At the end of it all, it's taxpayers' money, right? Your salary comes from my tax.
Yeah.
So I want to know whether I'm getting quality or value for my money.
Yes.
If my money is being paid to a 6:30 minister, I don't know him. I have to question every decision he makes.
Yes. Coming back to your time as a journalist, as an editor.
I'm not retired yet.
yeah, but you've done so many things over the decades. And over these decades, you've seen many prime ministers,
Yeah.
many inspector general of police.
Yeah.
Do you see a positive change? The kind of changes that you've seen? What is? Has there been good changes or bad changes or what?
No, you see the things. You tell yourself the next fellow will be better than the other one.
Yeah.
Then you just say, come on, man, this fellow is no better than the other, or getting worse.
Right.
So it's a whole cycle. right? I'm not an idealist,
Yeah.
okay? But you expect something when you sell yourself clean government.
Yeah.
I expect you to be clean,
Yes.
right? I don't have to question every decision, but there are major decisions you have made which is flawed. It's for self-interest.
Yes.
So I have to question you. Why do you do this? Right? Why do you make the promises? So, am I wrong in questioning you about the promises you made? You never kept? Can I question you on your extravagant spending? Right? So that's a duty of a journalist to ask these questions and get answers.
But I'm curious about the comparison. Like for instance, maybe 30 years ago and now, do you find being a journalist more difficult, especially getting information?
You see, it's easier now.
Right.
You got internet access.
Yeah. But
Those-
access to the source.
No, the point is now you can send out an email.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Those days you send letters, send fax, send telex,
WhatsApp.
right? Waiting for your extension in the office, waiting for a return call. Now, handphone,
Now WhatsApp.
instantaneous communication, it's easier. But these tools must be used properly. Okay? You like WhatsApp messages or SMS, you can send a note to the head of a department, right? And say, sir, we have received this information. Could you give me an appointment to talk to you? Always give him an opportunity to talk. If he does not, all you write when you finish your story, refuse to comment. And that's it. I always believe that the other side should be given an opportunity. But if you don't take the opportunity, it's your loss.
How do you perceive balanced reporting?
Balance is simple, giving both sides.
Yeah.
But if one side doesn't want to talk, what do you do? Right?
So how do we ensure? Because usually, sometimes, when it comes to this kind of issues, like sensitive issues, authority, they won't give you anything.
Let me remind you.
Yep.
Often ministers take us to be idiots, journalists to be idiots. Oh, I was misquoted. What? The tape recording was misquoted. Oh, my remarks were misinterpreted. How? Tell me how? You know they're going to misinterpret it. Why don't you interpret it properly for the reporter? Right? They take us to be fools and everybody would laugh. Oh, the reporter bodoh lah. So I raised this question with then Attorney General Apandiali. Asked him in a public forum like this, I asked, sir, what recourse do journalists have? Because he's defaming us by claiming that we misunderstood.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He said, sue them.
Ah.
You see? This is the problem. This is the dilemma. The journalist faces when they're in a corner. Sorry, I was misquoted. They misinterpreted my remarks, and go on. So you stand up to them and said, "No, here I got the copy of the recording. These are my notes.
Evidence.
You said it." But how many editors allow the reporter to say it?
Yeah. Have you seen an evolving media landscape in Malaysia? Like from the beginning and now? Has it evolved?
The only way it evolved is social media, influencers and everything else. The print, traditional media, print or electronic, is more or less stagnant, if not lowered, been lowered. The standards have been lowered. Okay. Just to tell you, government TV station has only 45,000 viewers. How do you believe? So you know the level of confidence people have in government TV stations. So this is the problem. How are you going to build your credibility? Right? I always say, I used to tell my reporters, write for your readers. Right? Reporters will stand with me when, what do you mean by this? Translate. Said, if I can't understand what you're writing, how do you expect the readers to understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Many years ago, the owner of the newspaper I used to work for called me and tell me about what to write and what not to write. I told him, sir, you are like the owner of the restaurant. I'm the chef. I know what the patrons want.
Yes.
I cook food, they would like to eat.
Yes.
They don't like to eat what you would like to eat.
Yeah.
So give me the choice of
To choose.
to serve our patrons. Otherwise, you have to close the restaurant. So see, as long as editors, owners are convinced, right? Look at all the government mainstream newspapers.
Yes.
Either closed, readership has dropped. It's because of this menu I'm talking about.
Okay. What is your advice for young people who want to be journalists?
First thing is read. Those days, I had to wait for the office boy to clear all newspapers, English newspapers, the Daily Mail, Mirror, Times, which editors get upload.
Okay.
Every week they take and throw away the lot. I take the whole lot to the house and I start reading.
Wow.
There was no internet,
Yeah.
right? So the only source of foreign news, English ideas, story ideas from there, come from reading.
Yeah.
Now, in front of you, internet.
Yeah.
See, the sad part is our journalists are not willing to invest $10 a month in buying or subscribing for Malaysia Kini or Singapore Straits Times $1 a week. Why aren't you investing in? If you don't read, you're not going to understand the issues.
Right.
Where do you get the information from? Social media. Reliable? No.
Yeah.
So, if you want to improve, you got to start reading authoritative articles, right? I don't know how many of them, but if you look at my phone, the ads on the top, that's all the newspapers, Daily Mail, Independent, right? BBC News. It goes on. So I'm on the ball. So I'm being a semi-retired person. If I'm on the ball, if you're an aspiring journalist or want to be a journalist, you should be on the ball.
Right.
So my attitude is very simple. Read, and read. No need all this passion and all this, right? I remember asking a young lady why you want to become a journalist.
Okay.
No, I get free ticket to watch concert, right? And get go fashion show.
Yeah.
We come with that mindset. It's not going to work. Okay.
Right.
So the second thing is plan your work.
Okay.
Plan your questions, prepare yourself, right? Make yourself credible
Right.
by asking intelligent questions.
Yeah.
People listening to the press conference, forget, not bad, a young fellow, smart questions, good questions he has asked. So people believe, trust in you. It goes on. If you're going to sit back and hold a handphone and get answers, look at it all handphone telling the journalists. I call them handphone journalists these days.
Okay, now that is for the young, upcoming journalist. What about the journalist who's already a journalist? The person who's already a journalist. What would you tell them?
I just stand up to authority. Write what is needed to be written. And as long as it's truthful, what are you worried about? You got to argue with the editor. And I know I am one person who believes the editor has a final say, right? But the editor says no. I want to know why. So the reason is very simple. I want to know why the article cannot be published, right? I've explained to my reporters on a very important thing. There was this again in the 80s.
Yeah.
Who drowned in a reservoir. So my colleague Frankie de Cruz went around reservoirs, and everybody was, pens was cut and everything else.
Okay.
So he came back and started the story. We sat together. He said, "We could have poisoned half of Kuala Lumpur yesterday. And there was no security, blah blah." The news editor came and said, "Nope, it won't work." We asked, he said, "We are giving ideas to terrorists. Does it make sense to you?" It made sense to me. If I'm a troublemaker,
Yeah.
hey,
This is a perfect way.
So I understood. But if I don't ask and you don't tell me, I'll say useless editor, right? Simply couldn't censor my articles. So unless you ask,
Yeah.
you're not going to get answers.
Right.
Yeah. It's very important to ask.
Yeah.
We truly need more journalists like you to help us uphold and practice better democracy in the country.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And time flown by when we are wrapping up today's episodes, and we have uncovered some pretty big issues around reporting on corruptions. And we hope that it given you a new appreciation for what investigative journalists go through. It's not an easy task at all, right? It requires passion and skills
And hard work. Don't forget hard work.
and naturally salute what they have accomplished. So if you like these episodes, don't forget to share it with friends. And big thanks to Nades for sharing his insight with us, and of course for all of you who spend your time. Thanks for your support. Special thanks to International Federation of Journalists, IFJ, and European Commissions for sponsoring these sessions. And hope to see you all in the next sessions. Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.